All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We're back. We're continuing with Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica. And today, we're gonna be still trying to get through that, what's it? That dungeon mode level where I have to find all the gems on Inferno. I just can't find the last, the last one. I just so seriously could not find it. And I guess I'm just gonna be going back in and looking because I don't know what I'm missing exactly, but I'm clearly missing something. Understatement of the year, but we'll find it probably. Probably. We'll see. And then arcade mode as time allows as well. Still have a tiny bit left in arcade mode, but like we're pretty, I guess, focused on dungeon mode for the rest of this, to be honest with you. It's going to be more dungeon mode than anything, I think, for the rest of the 100%, because we are pretty close to done, actually. It doesn't feel like it sometimes, but we are pretty close. Like, almost everything has been unlocked. There's genuinely not much left. And this can does not want to open. There we go. I got it. Oh, yeah. That was a tough one. Just even getting the opener to pop up was impossible.
Resident Evil.
But no, this gem does not want to be found. It's crazy. We just go. We get back to it. I'm somewhat tempted to run Steve just to change it up, but like Chris is so OP that I think it's just the move. I would only be making things harder on myself for no reason by running Steve. Hello, Funny Valentine. I'm pretty alright today. I got a good amount of work done this morning. Oh my god. Thought I saw something drop. I really don't know where this gem is gonna be. Because I feel like I've explored this whole map, but clearly there's some part of it that I'm yet to see. I remember my theory about maybe there was a gem hidden in the test tubes somewhere. Like maybe I could shoot them open somehow and it would be in there. I was starting to go a little crazy with this map the other day. I was starting to lose it, I'll be honest. But we should be fine, I think. It's just 5 gems, and I have a whole 50 minutes. Should be so easy. It definitely shouldn't devolve into running around in circles and yapping for a whole 50 minutes and dying to the timer running out. That would be crazy. That would never happen. Either extremely well hidden or in plain sight. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Because I don't know. Generally speaking, the gems aren't hard to find. Sometimes they can be. But generally they're not hard. See, I don't remember with this hallway. If this is a dead end, should I play this game as a Resident Evil fan? Yeah, it's the best Resident Evil game ever made. So of course you should. It's the single greatest Resident Evil title. This room is absolutely not a dead end. What is the other door off that hallway? The red one. Where does this go? Is it better than Resident Evil 7? Absolutely. It's somehow even better than like Operation Raccoon City or Resident Evil Survivor 1 or Resident Evil 6. It's somehow, by some miracle, even better than all of those. I know it might sound crazy, but it's true. It really is. Have I been in here? Wait a minute. Was this the missing discovery the whole time? Wait a damn minute. Have I been in here? Where am I? Where have I ventured off to? Bro, so many coins. Wherever I am, I know where I'm going for the combo routing and like the high score routing. This game scares me more than RE7, as it should. Oh, see, but now I'm back here. So no gem. I definitely haven't been through there before, though. Oh, and this is the starting room. What? Are we rich yet? Close enough. Okay. This is back where I was earlier. Hug the right wall. I've been hugging the left wall for most of it. And that just ended up in us running in circles, which is the same thing that happened on the prior map as well. So it's funny because the typical, like, you know, the thing you do when you get somewhere where you can't really keep track of where you are, that being just hug one direction and pray, it doesn't work on these maps. Because they're kind of laid out in a way where you'll run around the outer circle but never find what you actually need to by doing that. It's fucked up. It's mean. It is fucked up. But every once in a while, we gotta deviate from my normal trusty hug the left wall. Oh, a gold coin? Just for me? So far, I've got 1 gem. We need 5. I have found 1 in my first 4 minutes. Where does this go? And will I want to turn around? Ow. Bastard. Oh, it's this room. I think I do want to turn around. Unless there's nothing over this way? Yeah, no, these doors are locked. Oh, there's coins. There we go. Okay. Peak gameplay. Yeah, welcome to the running around a maze looking for jewels round 2. I'm gonna go over here. Could I get a coin? Could I get a coin, please? I don't need score this run anyway. I don't know why I care. I've just built up this habit now of chasing combos. The other challenges have ruined me. Bet the umbrella scientists would get lost in this facility. This facility is so, like, who laid this all out? Genuinely, who did this floor plan? Because it's ridiculous. Where do we end up now? Okay, laser death hallway. We just keep her going. I have consistently been able to find 4 of the gems. Jewels, whatever. How bland this game looks. Remember on PS2 we had MGS3, Final Fantasy X. Well, it gets even worse because it's not even a game that was made for the PS2. This is an arcade cabinet that got ported over. So it should have been made to look better originally and then downscaled, but like it's not. This is just how the cabinet looked too. And it's because they built the whole thing off of reused assets from a number of prior games. Like, mostly Code Veronica, obviously. But they've got a bunch of shit in here. Like, some of the BOWs are from RE3 in this game. And I think the liquors are from RE2, even. The liquor models that they're using here. A lot of coin. So it's very odd. It's just it's an asset flip game. Genuinely. Those games all had consistent and good art direction. Yeah, and then the thing is, you just throw them all together, like, into one collective pot, and then you just get something that feels like nothing. Because they're all, like, pulling from different styles. These dogs are from RE3. Oh, no, the dogs are from CV. Never mind. The dogs are from CV. They had dogs in CV. What am I saying? But to be fair, the first Survivor was also an asset flip game. Ow. They just made more original stuff for Survivor 1, like to throw in there with it, but Survivor 1 was the same way. Where mostly Survivor 1 just pulled stuff from RE2. Called it a day. Hello? No jewels? Like anywhere? Who asked for a sequel to Survivor 1 anyway? Is it a popular arcade game? Survivor 1 was just a PlayStation game. And not a super popular one. People definitely... There are Survivor 1 fans out there, for sure. Like, you'll find a lot of people who are big fans of Survivor 1. I'm not one of them. but they exist. That's even more confusing. Yeah. I don't know why Survivor 2 was an arcade game. Which one of these doors did I come through? You'd find more entertainment watching you play Diablo 3. I'm sure you would, because Diablo 3 is actually pretty good nowadays. Okay, this is the door I came through. It looks like Gmod. Diablo 3, whoa. Awesome is a bit of a jump for me. But Diablo 3 is pretty good nowadays. It's still my least favorite Diablo to play, personally. But it's pretty good. The years of live service and adjustments and stuff to Diablo 3 did a lot of favors. But there's still a lot I dislike about 3. I like it a lot more than 4. Actually, I'm pretty fond of Diablo 4. Surprisingly. I don't know when the last season I played of 3 was, though. But I like 4, not as much as, like, I like Diablo 2, obviously, but I like 4. I just don't love 4, is kind of the biggest issue with it. Yeah, the art style is not for me in 3. That's always been one of my least favorite parts. Because, like, it's not that the art style is bad on its own. I mean, one of my favorite ARPGs I played earlier this year, I played a lot of it, was Last Epoch. And they do a high fantasy style for that game. But I don't want that style from Diablo, you know? It would be like if they did a Dark Souls that was high fantasy. It would just feel wrong. God. So disappointed when that game launched. Yeah, at launch it was bad. It was really rough when it launched. But it really did get a lot better over the years. The first crack in Blizzard's armor. Was D3 the first one? I'm trying to remember if they had any other, like, hiccups before then, but that might be right. Might have been Diablo 3 that was the first, like, big fuck up for Blizzard. Used to be my favorite. I mean, they were consistently so good back then. I remember the Disbelief, yeah. Yeah, I think it was the first one. Like, I feel like there must have been one before it, but I can't think of it. Like, Diablo 3 must have been the first big one. And it kind of went downhill fast from Diablo 3, didn't it? Like, thinking back on it now, that was the first one, and it kind of just really tumbled from that point. It was like in free fall after that. They were like some of the greatest developers for 20 to 25 years, and then a Diablo 3 hit, and since then it's just been brutal. Overwatch was good. Overwatch was not much later after D3. they have a restructuring? I don't know if they did. But I feel like they must have, because it changed so much so fast. I feel like they must have had something like that go down. Oh, I didn't get it. Fuck. But I thought Diablo 4 was a good step back towards at least what I liked more about Diablo. That was also a game that needed a lot of work from like its launch state. But it's in a pretty good spot now. The thing with Diablo 4, like the worst thing I can say about it now is literally just that games like Path of Exile and Last Epoch are a thing now. Like Diablo used to not really have any competitors. Like it was just Diablo was the ARPG, you know? But now that's a very competitive space. Despite not having like too many big games, the few big ARPGs in the space right now are all very competitive. So like more than even Diablo 4 being bad, it's kind of just like I prefer other contemporaries to it is like the worst thing I have to say about it in its current state. At launch, it had a lot of rough shit. Like at launch, I wanted to play Druid really bad. Druid at launch was fucking awful. Diablo 4 Druid in like the vanilla version of that game, good lord above, I could not kill anything. Like genuinely, I thought it was just, oh, I gotta get my skills together and it'll start, you know, it'll start moving along a little better, but no, I couldn't kill anything. I was tanky, I had that going for me, but I did no damage. And then like Mikkel, I remember, was playing a sorceress at the beginning of Diablo 4. And I remember him complaining to me, he was like, man, my damage is fine, but I get like two-shot by everything. And I was like, I wish that my damage was fine and I was just squishy right now. Because I hate being so tanky that I can basically not die, but then not being able to kill anything. And every like basic mob group I fight takes 30 seconds. I wish I had the opposite problem. Why other devs aren't copying the Elder Scrolls formula aside from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I think it's because people are kind of tired of the Bethesda thing now too, right? For the most part. Like Oblivion was fun to revisit, but I feel like most people already aren't really still playing it, if that makes sense. Like it's not had a super, it hasn't had much longevity because it was almost like a fun nostalgia trip for everyone who did enjoy Elder Scrolls. I almost said Dark Souls. What the fuck? I feel like the only Elder Scrolls game that, or even just the only like Bethesda RPG that does have that kind of like timeless quality that you do hear about people going back to like genuinely any time and still loving it is like Morrowind. Other than that, I feel like it gets pretty iffy. Or some people feel that way about Skyrim. Some people feel it about like Fallout 3. But I feel like it's really only Morrowind that I hear that like commonly, I guess. Look at all the Souls copies. We didn't get loads of open world non-linear RPGs with character creator. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of glad we didn't. Because even, like, I love Bethesda games for what they are. But I very much feel like a Bethesda game is something that I want to play a little bit, like, every few years. any more than that, and I'm just not... I'm not into it. I get burned out on that formula really quickly, I guess is like the best way to put it. It is one that is consistently fun to go back to, but then I don't want to stay there for too long. Once I've been there for a bit, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm good. I'm checking back out now. Let me know when there's a new one. Or just wait 2 years until I install like 70 mods into my Morrowind and play that again. Which I do every 2 years, give or take. It's close to the whimsy. I don't know. What ended up being like the consensus with KCD2, like compared to the first one? Because I did play the first one and I liked it. I wouldn't put it near Morrowind though. Come on. Come on now. Okay, is that number 4? I think. Okay. 4. It scares a lot of people away. Yeah. What is Tamriel rebuilt? Wait, what? Hold on. No way. How have I not heard of this? You kidding me? Oh my god. I need to check that out. I so need to check that out at some point. Yeah, I can see that they've been working on this for a very long time. Holy shit. So this is a huge modding project for Morrowind. That's adding Morrowind's like mainland outside of just the island that you get to explore like in the base game into Morrowind. With like a ton of care and attention put into like making it fit with the original lore and creative vision of the game so that it just feels like it was always supposed to be there. Oh my god, this is crazy. Like, I'm looking at a map with all the towns and stuff, and like I know names on this map just because they're places that get mentioned in Morrowind like repeatedly. Yeah, I need to check that out at some point. I need to check that out at some point. Morrowind, but I actually get to explore like the whole country instead of just that one little island we got. Oh my god. How have I never heard of that mod? Genuinely? How have I never heard of that? This should have been on my radar for a long time by now. Because apparently they've been working on it since like 2008. For being Morrowind's biggest glazer, I'm shocked. Morrowind is actually, like, there's just something about it, I swear. I can never describe it to people. But, like, there is something so oddly magical about Morrowind. I swear to God. Oh, the first release came in 2008. It started in 2002. Fuck. Holy shit. Uh-oh. There's something about Morrowind, man. That is like the one RPG that I just cannot stay away from for too long. Brand new mod came out last month for KOTOR that adds a new story, new planet, new romance, and new companion. What planet is it? Is it similar where like it's one that, you know, you would just know from other Star Wars media projects? But no, everyone is always so put off by Morrowind when they look at it, because they're like, oh, the graphics. Oh, why is the combat like that? Like, why when I swing my dagger when I start out the game at like this rat, it's just missing? Like 9 times out of 10 when I swing, it just misses and doesn't even hit them. And I'm like, yes. But there's something about it when you play it. I'm telling you. Once you adjust, there's something magical about it. I cannot explain it. I can't. It runs on imagination. I genuinely do like the skill system and the way the combat works. Because I like the concept of, oh my god. Do not stun lock me into death. Fuck. I like the concept of when you start out and don't even know, like say your blade skill is like 5 when you start the game, and so you miss like 19 out of 20 swings, give or take, and you're like, oh my god, I can't hit them. And I'm like, well, yeah, but when you reframe it as you can't hit them because your character doesn't fucking know how to use a blade and they're trying to like figure it out, and you put a little imagination into it to like fill out the blanks, I'm telling you, that's when it all starts to click. That's when it all comes together. And then by the time that you get your skill like leveled up all the way, just slowly over time, then you get to be a badass who's like the master of the blade, never misses. Great. I'm the chosen one. I'm just supposed to know. Now, that's the thing too, Morrowind, you show up there and everyone's just like, who the fuck are you? Why are you here? You're not from here. How'd you get here? And there's like one guy on the whole island at the start of the game who doesn't just brush you off. You actually start from like nothing in Morrowind, more than any other Bethesda game I've played. You just kind of show up and everyone's like, who are you? And then you try to tell them and they're just like, oh, okay, I don't really care actually. And they just move on with their day. You actually do like build up from nothing in Morrowind. It's great. It's so good. I've been here, I think. Yeah. Go back. You force yourself to be the chosen one? You weren't chosen, you decided to choose yourself. Exactly. You worked for that shit in Morrowind. Plus, Dagoth is one of the like most unintentionally funny characters ever. He's absolutely not supposed to be funny, but he's so funny. That one snuck up on me. He's actually so funny. I considered, what's it? I found a TTS model for like alerts and stuff that's Dagoth. but it's not free. I have to buy it. Like the AI trainer for Dagoth. It's a premium one. I would have to pay them to use it. So I never jumped on it, but I almost did because I was like, oh my god, that voice for TTS would be so good. But we have Kronk, and everyone loves the Kronk TTS, so. Had to rewind. Was that a sneeze? Yes. That was a sneeze. I know they're rare on this stream. I know I barely sneeze. But yes, it was. I'm just running in circles. Make it Dagoth. It's rare off stream. That's true. I just don't sneeze very often. It's true. My nose just is chill like that. He don't give a shit. Many people wouldn't even know Dagoth. It's tragic, but true. I have it bookmarked. I'm not gonna lie, I bookmarked it way back because I was like, surely someday I'll want this. Let me go look. How much is it? Ugh. Ooh. Shit. I almost just set my controller flying. Dog, yeah, I'm looking again. No, dude. It's $19 a month. No wonder I didn't pay for that. Chole doesn't sneeze. Sneezegate? No, I don't sneeze very often. No, like, I really don't. It's true. That seems expensive. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Have I not been in here? Oh my god. I don't even know if I've been here or not. This map, dude. Okay, I have been here. I have been here. I know exactly where I am now. Large table fan. No, I got that nonchalant nose. You know? He's just chill like that. Check back at the double door where the hunter came out. Fuck, I'll have to figure out where that was. I'll find my way back. It's a room that has like 2 entrances. Surely. It can't take that long to find. I got 27 minutes. There's someone in chat who knows the locations. There's no way. What if it's dysfunctional? What, my nose? It seems to function pretty well. don't know. I can identify a food by a whiff from like a quarter mile away, dude. I was the fat kid growing up. You think I can't? I smell something at like a, I don't know, county fair. I'll be able to be like, I smell funnel cake, and I can follow my nose to it. Fat kid superpower. I retained it. You were fat when you were little, like Carbon? I was fat until I was like 18. I started going to the gym with buddies, like before classes in school, right before I turned 18. Finished the challenges just in time. Yeah, I finished them last night. And I had that thing that I kind of knew I would have. Even though I did enjoy the beta, but I was like, you know what? I just don't even feel the need to play the beta at all today. Despite the fact that it's like my last chance to play Battlefield 6 until October. I got all my challenges done, and now I just don't feel the need to play it today. Because like, even if I did, I have nothing to do. I would just be playing it for the sake of playing it. But can you fly when you smell something good? Yeah, yeah. God, where the fuck is that double-sided hunter door? I figured I would be closer to it than I was. I don't know my way around this map, though. None of my weapons models showed up. Week 2 of the beta was a lot buggier for me. I don't know if that was just me, but like way more bugs in week 2 than in week 1. To the point where it was like jarring because week 1 was so consistent. I've made it. This was where the hunter was. It's not in here. Shit. But maybe it's somewhere around here. Super cool when I'm playing with the blind skull on, like no reticle or anything. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why Battlefield 6 was so much buggier. But it really was on week 2. I swear one of these buttons on the wall has to do something, or like the gem has to be in something. I'm starting to lose it. I'm gonna start shooting at fucking everything on the map. As far as Kingsfield, maybe someday. I don't know. Hot fixes in real time, probably. Yeah, I think it was from them trying to fix stuff that was discovered in week 1. But I don't know. It got a lot messier during week 2. Like that fucking damage bug that I know that everyone else is having. Like I saw False having it. I heard other people talking about it. Like that damage bug is so bad. What is that shit? Where like you could just spawn in and then take a giant chunk of damage that leaves you with like 10 HP out of nowhere. Like immediately on spawn. And then your health wouldn't regenerate for like the entire time that you're alive. Your health like regen would never kick in. You would just be stuck with like 10 HP until you got shot by something and died. Like, what is that bug? It scared me when I first got it. Yeah, it's a terrible bug. Because, like, you literally just take damage out of nowhere. Yeah, I ran a circle. God damn it. It was loud? Yeah, it makes noise. Trying to think. The desync, the networking problems got a lot worse the second weekend too. Because the first weekend when I was playing with False, I remember being like, yeah, I'm noticing some like desync where I'm dying too fast to guns that should be taking more bullets to kill me, or, you know, I'm dying after I dip behind cover or whatever it might be. But weekend 2, that was like almost constantly my experience. Like, I had more deaths that felt like it was due to poor servers than deaths that felt legit during week 2. Whereas week 1, it was, you know, rarely I would have like a weird server death, but most of the time it was fine. Week 2 was a shit show. The networking got way worse week 2 for me. They probably don't have all their servers rolled out. Bro, I live like in the middle of the United States. I bet they got those servers rolled out. Douglas, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate it. Am I going in circles? Where am I? Live like an hour from Chicago. Exactly, dude. I'm not far from Chicago either. Like, and Chicago, if for non-Americans, Chicago is normally where a lot of multiplayer games host servers from for like this region of the US. And EA historically has hosted servers in Chicago for this region. So it is kind of like, dude, why am I having server issues? I'm in like one of the regions of the world that should have the least like connection or server issues. Like, people in the UK I saw had a horrible time during the beta because apparently they just don't have any Europe servers up yet for the beta. Which is wild. But apparently everyone in Europe was playing on US servers during the beta. Which sounds awful. How high are the crime rates in Chicago? High. Very high. Some of the highest in the country. How long have you been on Survivor 2? I don't know. Are there any safe cities in the US? Yes, more than not. But if you don't live in the US, then you're probably only hearing about like the largest cities, and all of those have higher crime rates. It's like saying that London is the only city in the UK. If you view the US as just being like Chicago, New York, LA, etc. More people, more crime, exactly. London is an absolute hole, so I hear. They make a real mean Polish hot dog. They do. They got good hot dogs, good pizza in Chicago. Real good. That's some good shit. Memphis got to be one of the worst cities. I think Memphis is actually the highest crime rate in the country. I think that is true. I think Memphis has the, well, I think it has the highest, like, violent crime rate in the entire country. I can't even find my way back to the part of the map where, like, the crazy music plays, like the escape sequence music. Because this map is split into, like, 2 halves, and I've been lost within this half for, like, 20 minutes, trying to find my way back to the other half. The fuck is Memphis? It's in Tennessee. Will Elden Ring be on tonight? No stream from False tonight. No Sunday stream. False doing better. Yeah, she just wanted to take Sunday off because she wasn't doing great, so she just wants to kind of kick the last of it, if that makes sense. But she's doing good. Whoa. I think I'm on the right track to get over to the other half. I think this is the way. Maybe. Maybe. Arcade bullshit? Yeah, that's it. That's the arcade bullshit. You don't see as much of it in the dungeon mode because this mode was made for the PS2 port. But you see some of it. Murder capital is crazy. It is. I think Memphis has the highest, like, violent crime rate and probably murder rate in the US. Fucking Memphis, Tennessee. Real itch to play Armored Core 6 again from Soft Magic. Do it. Start that save file fresh. Hit the new game button. Do all the parts and stuff again. You know you want to. Washington, D.C. has a super high crime rate, too. Super high violent crime rate. Actually, that's been a whole... I don't know if this has, like, left the U.S. in terms of news. I never know what has and hasn't, but recently something that's been causing up a big political shitstorm here is that Trump has called in the National Guard to Washington, D.C. because the violent crime has started getting so out of control there. And, like, targeted political violent crime, too. Like, they're going after political figures in D.C. So he called in the National Guard to help provide extra policing there. I haven't heard that. Yeah, like, I think just about a week ago this happened. Yeah, LA is pretty bad. Although the bigger problem with LA than its crime is actually just how fucking expensive it is. No one can afford to live there, is the bigger issue. How long until they enforce martial law? You think that'll happen? No. I think Trump is pretty against it. Because right now, this definitely hasn't left the US, but there's a guy there's a guy running for mayor in New York City who, what's it? He wants to federalize a lot of stuff, like between law enforcement, grocery stores he wants to federalize in the city, and just all sorts of stuff. And Trump has been talking so much shit about that. The communist mayor, yeah. He is socialist. He'll be awful for New York. Yeah, I feel like this is the first time that a New York mayor election can go either way, because even the left-leaning people in the US don't like him. For the most, obviously some people do, but generally even the left here is like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So this is like the first time that I could actually maybe envision New York City having a right-leaning mayor, just because he's the left-leaning option currently. Granted, it's New York City, so not a great possibility, but there's been a lot of pushback, even from the left within the city towards him. Like, no one really is positive on this guy. And I mean, yeah, is it really hard to imagine why? He's been problematic in other ways too, but that's a whole other can of worms to get into right now. I've seen lots of people positive about him. I don't know. The only positive stuff I've seen about him is from like very hardcore left individuals on Twitter. Other than that, his polling rates are like the lowest that we've seen in New York for a mayoral candidate in over 100 years or something. For Democratic mayoral candidate in New York. His rates are like the lowest in over 100 years or some shit. I don't remember the exact time frame. You still looking for the gems? Yep, still running in circles. Yep. They'll show up eventually, right? Right? Normally people are all worrying about states' rights, but that guy is just straight up giving the state to the government. Yeah, that's kind of the issue, is that the US is so built on like states being self-governing, but he just wants to federalize everything, which even most people on the left are like, what? Especially because right now, the federal government has such a right lean that a lot of people are kind of like, you realize what giving all these systems to the federal government would mean, right? It wouldn't actually go to what your party would want it to be. It's a whole thing. It's there's a lot to pick apart with it. You think we're looking at another economic crisis in a few years? I don't know, because I do want to say that we are, but then like every time lately that we've been right on that verge of being an economic crisis, we avoid it. And the talk about it kind of dies down, at least among like economists and stuff. So it's been kind of interesting because we keep getting to the edge of one and then managing to avoid it. So it's hard to say, because like literally just a couple weeks ago, the stock market, the US stock market was bracing for a recession announcement. But we ended up being more positive in GDP than we had been in like over a year. So we managed to avoid it. But had we been negative in GDP for that quarter, we would have had a recession, like a formal recession this month. Like just a couple weeks ago, we would have officially announced one. Load screens in this game are brutal. A lot about this game is brutal. But yes. Yeah. But I don't know. I think like outside of the housing crisis, I don't think we're too likely to have an economic crisis, at least not in the US, too soon. The housing crisis is a big issue right now, but aside from that, I don't think so. At least not here. That kind of is the big qualifying statement. What's causing the US housing crisis? To be honest, I don't even know what the fuck it is at this point. Because, like, it's kind of bounced around between multiple reasons. It's been like playing whack-a-mole. Because Trump's administration has been trying to fix a lot of it. But genuinely, like, they do fix something. And they kind of whack that mole back down. But then by the time that they've done that, like 2 other problems have come up. Right now, one of the biggest issues is the interest rates on mortgages are fucking obscene right now. Like, just horrific. We're talking like, I think the average interest rate on a mortgage right now is 7 to 8%. Which is like, do I want to take out a mortgage at 7 to 8% interest when we're talking like a loan that's already hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of 30 years? Fuck no, I don't. Are you kidding me? Fuck no. We chilling though. Yeah, we chilling. We have variable rates here and renegotiate every 5 to 10 years. Yeah, here you kind of get like whatever the average is around that time is probably about what you'll end up getting, give or take a percentage, maybe 2 if you're lucky or unlucky. And yeah, it's fixed. It doesn't change. Like your mortgage's interest rate will not change. The only like positive with that is that if you sell your house before your mortgage is paid off, you won't have to worry about the rest of its duration, right? Like if you take out a 30-year mortgage and then 10 years later you sell the house, those later 20 years you don't have to worry about them. That's like the only positive with that system. But it's fixed. Like if you do live in that house for 30 years, that's your rate. You're stuck with it. Oh my god, chat. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? I was like, wait a minute, these garage doors, can I shoot them open? Oh my god. Random fucking garage door. Where's the exit? Where's the exit? Get me out. Get me out. Get me out. Where's the exit? I need out. But you want to know, here's like it's a funny statistic that I'll share with you guys. It's like my favorite statistic about the housing market in the US right now. It's like funny in a depressing way, but here's a fun statistic for you guys, okay? Back in 2007, so 18 years ago, chat, 18 years ago, 2007, what do you guys think? What do you guys think was the average age of a home buyer in the United States in 2007? The average age of everyone buying homes that year. What do you think it was? 2007 was a golden age? Exactly. 28, 36, 30. Mr. Brisket got it right away. It was 36. Average age in the US was 36 years old to buy a house in 2007. Now, we're only halfway through 2025, but for the first 6 months of this year, 18 years later, what do you think the average age of a home buyer was during the first half of this year? $42? 43. 54. Funny Valentine got it. It's 54. So you do the math, chat. You do a little quick maths, right? The average age 18 years ago was 36. The average age this year is 54. They're 18 years apart. The exact same people who were buying houses in 2007 are the people who are buying all the houses in 2025. They've just been the only ones buying houses on average. On average, that's why I said, like, it's funny in like a depressing way. Because it's just like, there's no way that's actually the statistic, but it is. It's fucked up. Is this why all the young Americans have given up on home ownership? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, actually. I haven't. But in time, not right now. I couldn't buy one now. But yes, this is why you hear so much about younger Americans just kind of being at the point where they're like, yeah, I'm never gonna own a house. It's not happening. I'll never end up owning one. That's why you hear that so much. But even if you are in that mindset as a young American, think about it this way, chat. They're already 54. You just gotta wait them out.
Slay girl, pussy boss.
they'll lose those houses one way or the other. You know? Bro. You just gotta bide your time, chat. You just gotta wait. Give it time. They can't hold them forever. Oh, I'd have plenty of work as an estate agent that manages rental properties. Yes. Inherit my grandma's house. Yeah, dude. Recently, False was like, it is maybe a touch personal. Not really. It's still fairly generic, but somewhat recently, False was like, yeah, my parents want to like put the house in my name, like sign it over to me before like they're at the point where they just lose it, right? Because of like old age and all that, not being able to take care of it, whatever it might be. She's like, yeah, they want to sign it over to me, but like I don't really want it. And I'm like, a house? Take it. I'm like, I don't care what house that is, you take it. Free house? Take it. You do not say no to a free house in the year of our Lord 2025. You take that shit. I convinced her. Don't worry. But I was just like, immediately, I was like, dude, I don't care if you're gonna take it and then immediately sell it as soon as it's in your name. You take it. Like, even if you do, even if it's a shitty house, that's at least 100 grand in your pocket. Just take the house. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing with it, you take it. I can't find the exit, chat. I'm lost in this half of the map now. Always take the house unless it's built on a swamp and you can't sell it. Yeah, that's... And the area that she's in is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But, like, I was looking around at places out there, and they do sell pretty quickly. Like, even the kind of places that she's like, I don't really know. But, like, when I was looking around out there, those houses go fast, False. If they do hit the market, they don't stay there for long. This is the exit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is it in Ohio? Worse. North Carolina. People who have a dream of being a country farmer. Exactly. Just take it. I doubt I'd ever go to the US unless it's like a holiday. I don't know. Man, my couple buddies who live in Canada are genuinely trying to move to the US because as much as we just talked about how awful the housing crisis is here, Canada's is worse. Like, significantly worse. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Canada. But like I've seen the stats from Canada and like my buddies have explained all the politics around it to me. And it's so much worse in Canada right now. Like, holy shit, it's so much worse. Why the fuck are they moving to the US? Because it's literally right here. The culture might as well be the exact same. And the housing crisis is not as bad. Any idea why? I don't really understand why. They've tried to explain it to me. But I haven't really been able to retain it.
Come on.
Low-key Ireland seems hype. I keep saying. Like, not even a weeb thing. If you're like me and you have a remote income that's based in USD, Japan is cheap to live in. Granted, like when I say this to False, she's like, Cole, the culture, the language, like you can't be serious. And I'm like, I can learn a language. I can adjust to a culture. I can do those things. I'm not incapable. I'm not. I talked about it on stream before too, but basically the reason that I fixated on that. Did you stop learning Japanese? No, I'm still studying it. But what's it? I don't really want to though, is my thing. I don't want to be quiet and reserved, really. What, are you loud and outspoken in public? Since when? You enjoy going to big, rowdy public spaces? Since when? But no, sorry, the thing in Japan is the yen is having a rough time. Their economy in general has been having a rough time. So currently their cost of living compared to the US, like relative to the US, it's about a fourth of what like our cost of living is on average. On national average, mind you, but on average, it's about a quarter of cost of living in the US. But of course, it's relative. So like their wages are also roughly a quarter of what they are in the US on average, right? But the thing is, chat, like I said before, if you have remote income that's paid to you in USD, like I do, I can live anywhere, work from anywhere, get paid in a more valuable currency, and get paid the same amount that I do right now living in the US. So genuinely for me, it's basically just my cost of living goes down without the relative my wages go down part, right? Which is why I'm kind of like, and it's nice there, like food is affordable, healthcare is affordable. Where would you want to move in Japan? Man, I don't know. I kind of lean towards somewhere more north. Like Sapporo seems really nice for me. You might have to pay taxes to both countries though. Even then, if I had to pay twice as many taxes, I'm still twice as wealthy. It's like I had a buddy once tell me that he didn't want to start investing because he didn't want to pay more in taxes. And I stared him in the eye. I gave him that like, are you stupid look. I fully did. And he was just like, what? And I was like, so you don't want to add an additional revenue stream because you would have to pay some of that added money back. But overall, you would still keep like 80% of the new income stream that you've added to your life. And he was just like, oh no, you're right. I was like, what the fuck do you mean you don't want to pay taxes on it? Why is that a deal breaker for you? Bruh, it really was. I was just like, are you serious right now? Are you being 100% with me? Because you can't be. And he just was like, no, actually, you're right. It was so funny. I was just like, what the fuck is that excuse? You make a vlogging channel about how stuff in Japan is like 50 years ahead of everyone else? Nah, from what I can tell, I don't really think they are. Do all his banking via Switzerland? I think that's tax evasion. Plenty of people get away with it though. What are we doing this time? We have to kill all the monsters. So the enemy count in the corner is not, what's it? Is not how many I've killed, it's how many are left. They do the flip side for this challenge always. It's how many enemies are remaining in the map. It goes down instead of up, like it normally would. Oh yeah, one example of how Japan is not living in the future, they still use fax machines. That's actually so crazy to me that they do. Because everyone, like, they're so known for technology, and yet they still rely on fax for, like, office jobs and stuff, right? So wild to me that that's just one of those things where they legitimately have not moved on from fax machines. Like, what? Number 2, most of their websites are still on Web 1.0. Also true. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, obviously, Japan has its issues. There are so many people who are like, oh no, Japan is like a fucking oasis, problem-free wonderland. But like, no. That place is gonna have its issues too. But just genuinely, when I weigh up a lot of them, and maybe it's only because I live in the US right now, I do feel like I would prefer to have those issues to the ones that I currently have. Is kind of just how I look at it, you know what I mean? Like, when I weigh up those options versus my current ones, I'm sort of like, you know, the issues they have don't sound as bad, actually. But that obviously could just be because I already live with the issues I have. So, you know. Yeah, grass is always greener on the other side, exactly. Not bad, but not great. That's the thing. I'm straight. Because, yeah, that's a big thing in Japan that doesn't fly a lot of the time, but, like, not a problem for me. Has been minorly improving, not by a lot. Yeah, a little bit. Not much. You can become the swinger of Dojima for real. No, I always, I have said, like, basically since we did the batting cages in Yakuza 1, I've been like, someday, even if I don't live there, I at least am going to Kabukicho someday, to those batting cages, and taking a shit ton of pictures of me being there, swinging at balls. Ow. Guess where I'm going for 2 weeks in mid-September? Where? Like, specifically where? I got the... Where? But no, for living, I do like, I would never want to live in Tokyo. Absolutely not. Ever. Fuck that noise. But, what's it? Somewhere, like... more south or more north, really. I like both for different reasons. If you go down near, like, Kyoto, the history down there is so rich, and, like, the preservation of culture down there is incredible. But then You got places also more southern like Osaka that are like the food. Known to be their best strength. And like, yeah, food is a good strength to have, I gotta say. But you go up north and just like, north is comfy for me because I live up north. I'm from the north. So like, everyone's normal biggest issue of like, oh, the winters are cold and it snows a lot. I'm like, that's what I'm looking for. That's the positive for me. I live for that shit. So yeah, stuff like Sapporo or Sendai is more my speed in that sense. The man of the Nord cross the north. It's true. It's true. Craves. But craws. Plus, you live in the same city as Hatsune Miku. Where? Hold on, this might be a selling point for false. What city are we talking about specifically? Sapporo? Really? Is she supposed to be from Sapporo? Or is this like a Yakuza 5 meme? I can't tell. I can't tell. Genuinely. Oh, she was made in a studio in Sapporo. I didn't know that. I don't know shit about Hatsune Miku, to be fair. But False is a fan. You hear that, False? Snow, Hatsune Miku, and beer. Think about it. Think about it. That's like their three things. Think about it. No, I haven't seen the Hatsune Miku guitar pedal. That sounds incredible, though. What else could an American need? I don't even like beer. I don't think False likes beer either, but... It's supposed to be pretty good. It's supposed to be pretty good. I'm just saying, they're known for it. I don't beer, maybe you would in Sapporo. That's kind of like their thing. Like, genuinely, that's the thing they're most known for is beer. Doesn't allow double citizenship. Depends where you're coming from. It depends what your country of origin is. With America, they do. But do they have root beer in Sapporo? I bet they got root beer everywhere. I bet they got all kinds of root beer. Not mentioning German beer is hilarious. I'm gonna hold back. But also on the general topic, I have to say, just on the general topic of places known for their beer, obviously not calling out any specific country with this, but Guinness tastes like shit. Tastes like actually like I licked my own ass. Tastes awful. Sorry, what? Not a stout fan, no. How's Yokohama? Good place to live. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I haven't looked into it much, but it hasn't really caught my interest much as a place to live either, to be honest with you. Guinness is like the black coffee of beer. Yeah, I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with beer to begin with. But then Guinness is like especially... I'm sorry. So many microbreweries doing better stout. I feel like that's probably the case with most types of beer anyway. Just if you find like some gem of a local brewery, it's always going to be better. That's typically how that goes. Man, I still got 58 enemies to go. That was a crazy neck crack. That was nice. Not like a loud one, but just one of those where like it goes up your spine perfectly. Oh, that was a good one. That felt great. Zero pain to it. Am I going in circles? Oh, fuck. Why are there no enemies in there? Oh, no. Damn, goblins. What the fuck?
My controller's vibrate. God damn.
Surprised you fuck with any alcohol. I've only known you for Monster and water. It's not Monster, it's Celsius. I fucking hate Monster. What's it? I gotta ask one question. Why do you do this to yourself? For money and bragging rights. Mostly. But no, I don't drink. So you're not wrong. But that being said, I have drank. I just don't drink, you know? How much are you even earning from this stream? No clue until like 2 days from now. It takes a couple days to process. Well, eyeballing it right now, probably a solid amount. Just off of the metrics so far. And then, you know, the Twitch brings in like, I don't know.
Baby, piss baby. Did you piss your pants, baby? Little piss, baby.
You see how awful she is. I was about to joke and say, and you know, Twitch brings in like $20 a month or something too. Do your videos and streams earn you more than your subs do? Than my subs? Question mark. Oh, like members? Yes. Yeah. Not that the members don't help, obviously. Whoa, hiccup. Sub to your channel and Patreon? Yeah. Mostly just the videos even. Like, just ad revenue on the videos is, like, the largest chunk of my income in general right now. Actually, I have to look. I think that the second most substantial income stream I have currently is actually just like how much I get a month in dividend payments. I think it genuinely is like my second highest income stream currently. But I have to look. How does this fucking... Oh, that's right. They moved stuff around in studio a bit ago. Hold on. I was looking in the wrong places. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. My monthly divvies do make up. Or, sorry, do claim the title of, like, my second largest income stream right now. How much more of this game do you have to do? So this currently is, I have to think, the third level of Inferno. Inferno is the last dungeon mode map in the game. It is the final one. And Inferno has 7 missions, this being the third one. So this included, we have 5 more dungeon mode levels. I have 1 more unlock left for, what's it? 1 more unlock left for arcade mode. And then we have versus roach mode, which I believe is literally just 1 level. Hour-long timer. Bro, it's because it's a fucking maze in here. Like, you can run around and genuinely, just because everything looks so similar, you'll lose track of where you are so quick in this map. It's fucked up. Oh, fuck me sideways. We're fine. For now. I escaped the stun lock death, luckily. Your VODs earn more than your videos? Absolutely not, no. The videos earn a lot more than the streams, even with VODs. A dev made this mode and thought, yes, this looks fun. What, you guys don't think this looks like fun? You don't? What do you mean? What about this doesn't seem fun to you? What, do you not like fun? You must not if you don't think this looks not fun. When I was doing the Ace Combat reviews, did I look at the lore breakdowns? No. No, I went blind for Ace Combat. Since the VODs are hours long, it should give you more watch time. Yeah, but way less traffic. Significantly less traffic, to the point where the videos still make way more. I bet it's riveting to play. Oh, it is. It really... Yeah. Yeah. This is real riveting stuff. Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica. Bosses start right at midnight. Always wondered if there's anyone who watches VODs. Yeah, normally, like in the 24-hour period after a stream ends, it roughly doubles in viewerships compared to the live. Like genuinely about half of the people who watch my streams watch them after the fact in VOD form. They normally double their total views like about 24 hours after I end. And sometimes certain VODs go crazy. They'll like 10x randomly for no reason. Like genuinely no reason. Just that one randomly goes out to browse more than usual. Dog, I am just going in circles. This is fucked up. There are like 20 enemies left, and I'm gonna need the rest of these 40 minutes to find them, apparently. This is why they give you an hour. Because you get to this point where you've killed hundreds, and then the last 20, you have no clue where they are. This is the enemy mission? Yeah. And yes, date everything is exactly that. I didn't see that until just now, but yes, that is that game's whole thing. Yup. This is going well. Have I not been in here? Why was that new? I thought I was backtracking. I have to be because there are no enemies. But what was that? Oh yeah, here. Thank God. I always wanted to date my vacuum cleaner. I've heard that's a bad idea. I've heard horror stories. Oh my God, I almost just died. Because the door transition. What the fuck? Oh. Did you die as soon as it ended? Yeah, as soon as the door transition ended, I died. The door, I guess, sucked me to like the middle of it to enter, which pulled me into the laser and killed me.
Come on.
All right, Chris, run it back. Run it back. Guys, when do the Gears and Metal Gear remasters come out and free me from this for the time being? When 9 days? Not that I'm counting. 9 days? I'm totally not counting at all. Is it nine more days? You guys know how bad this game has gotten, by the way? False found out that this is what I was streaming today. And her response was just, oh. Not because she doesn't, like, want to watch it. She doesn't care what the fuck I'm playing in terms of whether or not she wants to watch it. But because she knows what this game does to me. Because she knows the effect that this game has on me after a straight 3-hour session of it. She just went, oh. I become like a zombie after a 3-hour session of Survivor 2. One of them is still alive? I didn't know they could do that. It's so bad, but I just can't stop. I can't. I can't. I feel like this might be the better way to go. Maybe. This game makes you want to curl up in a ball in a cold shower. No, dog, I'm gonna order food after this. That'll keep me going. I don't even know from where. But my sister, literally like 20 minutes before I started stream, she was just like, we should order food tonight from like a good restaurant. And I was like, you know what? I might need that. Domino's? Fuck no, not Domino's. Canes? No. I could drive 5 minutes and get the Canes drive-through. We live in the city, so I don't need to order fast food chains. Like, I could drive 5 minutes and pick it up. If I'm ordering from home, I'm getting like a local restaurant that has like good food. I could drive like 3 minutes and get Culver's, which is the best fast food only if you're in the Midwest. I don't know why outside of the Midwest, Culver's ranges from like mid to dog shit depending on where exactly you are outside of the Midwest. I think it's because they do that thing that like some other fast food chains do where even once they expand, they try to still only exclusively use the same suppliers that they did when they were like only in one state. I think Culver's does that. So like the further that you get away from Minnesota, Wisconsin, the worse it gets. Because their suppliers are in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So if you get them in these two states, It's at its absolute best. Anywhere else, it starts to trail off the further away you get. What kind of food does Culver's do? They do like smash burgers and like chicken predominantly, but they do a lot. They do cheese curds and stuff because what's it? Wisconsin, Minnesota. It's great where I live. Yeah, and it's okay once you get down to like, you know, the Carolinas. I had it in Florida when I lived there. It was just bad. It was just bad in Florida. Like, you go all the way down there and it's like, what happened? This is not Culver's. This is not Culver's. And ice cream. Specifically custard, not actual ice cream. They do custard is like their thing. Like, genuinely, half of their marketing is around their custard because it's fucking good. I never get it when I go, but on occasion, I'll get myself a custard from Culver's. That shit's good. Unbelievably hyped for poutine. Bro, poutine is so good. That's a good benefit to living in Minnesota and literally being like on the border of Canada here, is we still get poutine and it's still really good because we're literally like touching tips with Canada. Canada. Boom, I can speak. Poutine is so nice. I missed it when I didn't live up here. The only downside is that because we are in the US, we don't get poutine at like fast food chains. Like in Canada, you can get poutine at McDonald's. It's not good poutine, but like you can get it. We don't get that, but all sorts of like restaurants and stuff here do it. And oh, it's so good. Might take a while for it to show up though. Culver's actually does have a pretty solid fish sandwich that they only do seasonally. They only do it when the fish is like in season and good. They don't do it for most of the year. But Culver's does have a solid fish sandwich. Not like a great one. I don't normally get it when I get Culver's, but they do actually have a shockingly good fish sandwich for like fast food. In general, I'd describe Culver's as shockingly good for fast food. But again, it's like a regional thing. Like in certain regions, it's just, no. We have one place in Sheffield that does Canadian style poutine. It's so good. It's so good. One of the few good things, never mind. Opinion on the double down, I never had it. I thought about getting it, but then I also thought I didn't want to clog my arteries just yet. So I thought I would hold off. Once I hit like my 60s, I'll try a double down. You know, once I've properly lived my life, I'll just, I'll go for it. We'll see you around, hot sauce. Have a good rest of your day. Fuck me. Your very last meal. Yeah, KFC double down. I'll finally know. I'll finally know. If you're not familiar, it's the sandwich that they did, or that they've done a few times now, but it goes viral every time because people outside of the US are like, what the fuck? Because it's a chicken sandwich, but in place of the bread, they just use 2 pieces of fried chicken and put like cheese and bacon, I think, in the middle. And that's it. So every time they bring it back, because it's like a limited time item, every time the internet collectively goes, what the fuck is that? And I mean valid, because Jesus Christ. But I am curious, like I want to try it. I do. Haven't had KFC in years. It was too greasy. Yeah, I've heard in the UK, KFC is not very good. Here, it's not like the best. Like, it's not gonna be my go-to fast food by any stretch of the imagination. But KFC is solid here. KFC's pretty solid. I'm celiac, so I can't even eat KFC. Damn. Although from what I've heard about UK KFC, you might not be missing a lot. Maybe not that bad. Maybe Stranger Than Heaven will be a new template going forward. It could be. Typically when they do these like wild, like massively transformative spin-offs, they then just kind of reuse a lot of that stuff that they built for it for the next mainline game. But genuinely, like, Stranger Than Heaven, despite the name, could end up basically being a mainline game. Just with, like, we know it's set in locations from mainline Yakuza games. Particularly Sotenbori, we know for 100% is a location of Stranger Than Heaven. Or sorry, Stranger Than Heaven, rather. But also the trailer, the first trailer back when they were just calling it Project Century, a lot of people have theorized that that's Kamurocho. We don't know for certain, but a lot of people have theorized that that's what that location was. And we don't know if there will be more than that yet. Like, we're actually going to see some Stranger Than Heaven stuff very soon at Tokyo Game Show. So, we'll see. But generally speaking, when RGG does these really crazy Yakuza spin-offs where they go all out on making like this totally new experience, a lot of that stuff ends up forming the next game, like being the bones of the next mainline game. So I would not be surprised at all if a lot of Stranger Than Heaven stuff ends up being like the foundation of Yakuza 9. That wouldn't shock me at all. The fried chicken place in the UK that's also kind of expensive sounds like a Nando's, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's just chicken, not fried chicken. Most overrated place in the world. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. Not often from people from the UK, but a lot of people who go to the UK and try it while they're there are like, yeah, it's all right. It's fine. I used to like Popeyes, but something changed. It ain't the same. I feel like that too with Popeyes. Popeyes used to be like my second favorite fast food chain. But something happened, like they changed stuff, and I haven't been to Popeyes once in like over a year at least now. Probably more than that. Sorry about the Stranger Than Heaven thing. I think there's a good chance because like I've talked a lot about in the retrospective videos now. Kenzan ended up building like all of the foundational stuff for Yakuza 3. Like, Yakuza 3 might as well just be Kenzan in, like, a mainline title's skin. And then Yakuza 0 was also basically just Ishin in a mainline title's skin for a lot of things. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Stranger Than Heaven ended up being one of those situations. Most overrated place in the world is Whataburger, and I'm Texan. I have had a Whataburger. I have. And I wholeheartedly agree, bro. The Texans are so crazy with the glazing on Whataburger. It's out of control. It was a very solid fast food burger and nothing more. It was like, yeah, that's good. Would you like to see Ryoma in Stranger Than Heaven? There's a possibility. Fuck. There is a possibility. Oh man. Hold on. I haven't thought of that before. Because Ryoma in Ishin doesn't die in the hotel. Ryoma in real life, Sakamoto Ryoma, was assassinated in a hotel meeting. The one from the end of Ishin, like the one from the second to last chapter in Ishin, that meeting is where the real life Ryoma was assassinated. But in the Yakuza universe, he wasn't assassinated there, and he faked his death and survived. And considering that Ishin only takes place about 20 years before at least some of Stranger Than Heaven's events, that's a very real possibility, actually. They could pull Ryoma into it, which would be hilarious. I don't think they would, but they could, is the thing. He would only be like 50 to 60 years old-ish around the earlier time period of Stranger Than Heaven. That would be crazy, actually. That would be really crazy. Okay. I've never thought about that before. How many more gems? This time we have to kill all the enemies in the map. And the enemy count that's on screen is going down. It's how many enemies are left in the map to kill before the boss fight door opens up. The spin-off games such as Kenzan, Ishin, and Dead Souls are meant to be Kiryu's dreams, so what do you think about that? Not entirely. I see people describe them as Kiryu's dreams very often, and I know the line from, I think it's Yakuza 8, right? I think it's Infinite Wealth where he says the thing about that. But we got clarification on that from someone at RGG. I can't remember who exactly specified it. But he said, no. It's not that those games didn't happen. It's that Kiryu experienced the events of those games through a dream. Almost like he was seeing echoes of like a past life. We got a clarification on that. Dead Souls is a little iffy because that one might have just been a dream. But he specifically said that it's like almost as if he's seeing visions of a past life. More so definitely in the case of Kenzan and Ishin. In terms of that quote. So it's less like those games didn't happen and were just a dream, and more like they did happen, and Kiryu just got this like weird otherworldly like glimpse into the events of those games. His ancestors then? Yeah, pretty much. It's basically him saying that that Kiryu is descended from Musashi and Ryoma, which is hilarious. Like two of Japan's most iconic figures from the Edo period. And not only have they put them into the same, like, family lineage by doing that, but also it all somehow comes back to Kiryu at the end of it. It's so goofy. I love it. It's so funny. Kiryu dreams of multiverses. Exactly. It's funny. It's actually kind of awesome. It's really goofy. And then Dead Souls is probably more just like that was a wacky ass dream of his. That or some weird fucking multiverse shit where like Yakuza 1 through 4, or I guess, sorry, 0 through 4 actually did happen. And then Dead Souls really did happen. But after Dead Souls, there was some sort of like reset. Is it still best to start with Yakuza 0? If you are more interested in the story of the series, then maybe. But even then, this is a good time to ask because I just did 0. I've actually played it now, so I can answer with confidence, finally. I would go against saying that 0 is the best place to start, and I would more say, like, it is a place that you can start. If you start with 0, you get to see everything from the start of the story, but 0 doesn't really flow into Yakuza 1 or any of the games that come after it at all. So it's kind of a weird thing where like you could start there, but all you're really getting by starting there is just seeing Kiryu and Majima and like the big characters later in the series when they're younger. Because in terms of the actual events of Yakuza 0's story, they don't end up affecting anything beyond themselves, like later down the line. At least not in Yakuza 1 through 5. I haven't played Yakuza 6 yet, but yeah, it's like a completely standalone prequel, which is weird. I personally, if you're more of like a gameplay guy and you like seeing the games grow, I actually really think starting with the PS2 is a great way to do it. Obviously, I might be a little biased because that's how I did it, but you do actually get to see like a really awesome growth of the series that way. Plus, one of the biggest like rubs with people who start with Yakuza 0 and then play like the Kiwami remakes after and try to continue beyond that point is they get to Yakuza 3, which came right off of what's it? Yakuza 2 for the PS2. So it's basically an iteration off of the PS2 games. And people get to Yakuza 3, which plays much closer to those really, really old Yakuza games, and they go, oh, why does the game feel like this? And they hate it so much, like going from, you know, the point in the series where they had over a decade of iteration on this formula to, what's it? Basically where they were just starting out still. I kind of regret starting with 0. Yeah, and it's funny, you see like a mix from people. You see a lot of people who are like, I started with 0 and played the later games and I was fine. But then I do see a lot of people in the comments, like I've literally gotten comments saying, I wish I experienced the games the way you did. Because doing 0 and then the Kiwamis into 3, 4, and 5, it kind of ruined 3, 4, and 5 for me. I do see a lot of those comments. So it depends the kind of person you are. Like if you just are there for story stuff, starting with 0 is still a really good way to go about it, and then just doing Kiwamis after that. But if you're more interested in like how the games play and seeing how that kind of went over time, then the PS2 games are a really cool place to start and just going from there. Like, I don't regret starting on the PS2 games in the slightest. I have never once been like, man, I wish I started with 0. Are the 2 Kudokyos worth it? Kadohio 1 is still my favorite Yakuza game I've played out of all of them. So abso-fucking-lutely. Kadohio 2 I liked a lot less. But still, like, if you play Kadohio 1, there's no way that you're gonna finish it and not want to play Kadohio 2. Just genuinely, there's no fucking way that you won't want to play the second one. Because it's so good. It's so fucking good. It's wild. Because it's this little low-budget PSP spin-off where most of the game is built off of reused assets and functionality from Def Jam Fight for New York. Like, no shit. It's genuinely built off of that. And somehow it's my favorite Yakuza game. Still. It's still my favorite. Never heard you preach anything but release order. It's true, man, because, like, it just always works. Isn't most of Yakuza built off of reused assets? Yeah, but normally just reused assets from the prior Yakuza games. They don't really pull from, like, other projects very often. Like, Yakuza on the PS2 was all original. And then they just started iterating and reusing stuff from there. But, like, the originals were wholly original. And then just built off of themselves, if that makes sense. Whereas Kadohio is one of the few examples where they just reused assets and functionality from something totally unrelated. Literally just because they commissioned the studio who had made Def Jam to do this game, and because the budget was so small, they just decided to reuse all of that. Nier and Drakengard. See, yeah, I would probably agree with that because holy fuck. If you, yeah, that's what I was about to say. If you start with Drakengard 1, you're never going to want to play with those again. You're just not going to want to play the rest. Holy shit. Sorry, False, who's definitely listening right now, but you know it's true. Do you know about the low poly air conditioner that's been in almost every game? I do. I've seen it. I have seen people memeing about it. You can post the angry face all you want. You know it's true. If someone with no context for the later games in the series started by playing Drakengard 1 blind, they would never want to touch the rest. You know damn well. Do you think Yakuza 1 suffers from first game syndrome? Yeah. Like, that's genuinely the worst thing that you could really say about Yakuza 1. Is that it has some pretty major first game syndrome. Where, like, nothing in Yakuza 1 is really bad, aside from the English dub. But all of it is just, like, they hadn't figured out exactly what they wanted to do yet. Like, that's genuinely the worst thing that you can say about Yakuza 1. Is just, like, things hadn't quite come together fully at that point. And there are a lot of first games out there like that. Some games just nail it from the start, but there are plenty of, you know, first game syndrome is a thing for a reason. Because it's like they had great ideas, they just didn't really nail it down until the sequels. I think Yakuza 3 was where they truly figured out what they wanted to do. Bro, I'm gonna be so real with you. I think they figured it out in Kenzan. I feel like that's the first time that they really just dialed it all in, right? Or like Ace Combat, since that just came up. I don't think they really figured Ace Combat out fully until 4. I feel like 4 was where everything first really came together for Ace Combat. Like, that's when you can feel everything kind of click with that series. And you're like, oh yeah, they got it here. Armored Core, I think it was Master of Arena. Resident Evil, I'll be so real, they nailed it from the get-go. Like RE1, just you play PS1 RE1 and it feels totally complete. Like it feels polished, it feels good. RE1, they nailed it. I can't give you a good example for RE1. There's no first game syndrome happening here. Yeah, DMC, they didn't really nail it until 3. That being said, with Yakuza though, I think Yakuza 2 is such a significant jump up from Yakuza 1. Like, major jump towards being what they eventually landed on in Kenzan. Oh. What they... Never mind, we're good, I think. Did stream freeze for a second? Can't tell. It did, okay. I do like 2's atmosphere more than 3 in terms of music. I agree with Yakuza 2 and 3 on that. Assuming we are talking Yakuza? Yeah, Yakuza 2. Okay, I thought so. Because absolutely. I do like Yakuza 2's tone and general vibe a lot more than Yakuza 3. You'd probably only appreciate it more after playing games, or the other games, than just playing it right after 2. I don't know. I feel like I appreciated Ace Combat 3 less after revisiting it after playing like the PS2 games and stuff. Because I saw more cracks in Ace Combat 3 after having played the more polished entries. When I played it after only playing Air Combat and AC2, I was like blown away by it. Like the jump, I was like, holy shit. I still didn't enjoy it on the whole as much as AC2, but the ambition compared to the first 2, like, shocked me. But then, after I played, like, the PS2 games and went back to do, like, all 5 endings on AC3 and everything, that's when I was kind of less impressed by it. I don't know if I've been this way or not. I would love if AC8 goes full Electrosphere. I don't think they'll ever go full Electrosphere again. I would love for them to. Like, genuinely, I want them to, but I don't feel like they will. I feel like AC3 is one of those games that they've kind of put off to the end of the timeline. And they're like, we can get close to this. Like, we can set a game a few years before this and borrow some stuff. But I don't think they are ever going to go full Electrosphere again, if that makes sense. AC2 I actually really liked, but going into 3. New enemy? Wait a minute. Hold on, chat. I haven't been down here. I haven't been down this way. Progress is happening. But no, genuinely, I saw earlier that, like, I have bias towards RE, but I'm serious. If you have not played RE, or even if you've, like, only played the later ones, or even if it's just been a long time, go play PS1 RE1. I'm telling you, like, you feel it. You feel that they knew what they were doing. They nailed it the first go. Like, the music, the atmosphere, the pacing, the game design, the level design. Like, they nailed RE1. It's crazy looking back at it. Like, just, it's crazy how well they nailed RE1 for being such like a new thing, such an ambitious project. They fucking nailed it. Not the voice acting though, and that's the thing too. Like, the voice acting, would I recommend it over remake? No, the remake is better, but the remake doesn't invalidate the original. Like, you should still play the original, even though the remake is better, because it is. And I would never say it's not, because it's not. But how do I handle the saves with the different playthroughs? Just load up the other disc and load your save once you're on that disc. The save file will carry between because it's just on your memory card. There we go. I just gotta leave now. You can do that? Yeah, since it's all on the same memory card, you just open up disc 2. Still intrigued by the original? Yeah, and I think with all 4 Resident Evil remakes, even 3, I think all of the remakes are good. I think 3, in my personal opinion, and this is, you'll hear a lot of different opinions with every game that got a remake.
What is she gonna do with the semen? Is she gonna rub it on her schlong? I need to know what happens.
I think 3 is the only remake that I don't enjoy as much as the original. With RE1, 2, and 4, I enjoy the remakes of all of those more. But I still love all of the originals and recommend them to people because they're totally different games. Like, genuinely, they all play so differently that you basically just get 2 different games with the same story. Thoughts on RE4 remake? It's great. I like it more than the original RE4. I love RE4 remake. And I think that's like why I generally put the RE remakes as like the gold standard of a remake, because I think they all do offer a better experience on the whole. Even with like glaring issues like RE2 remake, I bring this up all the time because I glaze this game a lot, but I always make sure to bring up RE2 remake basically doesn't have the B scenarios. Like, they're there, but they're not really there. They're there basically in name alone, and the fact that you get a new pistol, and that's about it. But like, just the scenario that you do get in RE2 is so good. Like, so crazy good. I can't. You think the creation engine is capable of creating a seamless experience? Seamless, like with no loading screens, you mean? Is that what we were talking about? Really curious to try the B scenarios on RE2 OG. Yeah, like, the best way I could describe it, if you've only played the remake, is like RE2 Remake's B scenarios are the same scenario with slight differences along the way. Whereas OG RE2 is like you got a whole different scenario with a whole different story compared to that character's A scenario. Because that's the thing with RE2. Like, if you play Leon A and then you go play Claire A later and then you do Leon B, all of the cutscenes and stuff in Leon B are the same ones from Leon A. All of the boss fights in Leon B are the same ones from Leon A. But in RE2, you get like 4 unique scenarios. Whereas RE2 Remake, it feels like you kind of get 2. And even then, the second one is like the first one, but it's just tweaked a little bit. Yes, sir. I think it could be possible to make it seamless, but I don't think the creation engine is built for that. If that, like, I don't think the engine is built with that in mind, which does make a big difference for things that are that foundational. Like technical things on the level of data streaming. Engines matter a lot for things like that. When I say that engine doesn't matter for building a game, I mean like in terms of how that game will feel. But for things like how it streams in data, it's very important. It's why Oblivion Remastered stutters and hitches so much in the open world. It's because UE5 is not built for open worlds. Yeah, you would need a rewrite of the engine for something like that. Like, we would need, like, a Creation Engine 3.0 that's, like, built with that in mind. If that makes sense. But not all of the item pickups carry over in OG RE2, just certain ones carry over. There are specific item pickups that both will come across. But, like, if you picked up every piece of ammo in the A scenario, you'll still be able to find plenty of ammo in the B scenario. If that makes sense. But there are a lot of decisions from A scenario that will have an impact on your B scenario, even outside of item pickups. And in some cases, like, decisions that you might not have even realized that you made a decision there. Just, like, small things that will affect your B scenario. And RE2 Remake is missing, like, pretty much all of that stuff. Which is why I do make sure to bring it up when I'm glazing RE2 Remake so much that I'm like, it's missing a lot of the really cool shit from RE2's original iteration as well. But what RE2 Remake does, it does so damn well that it's genuinely one of my favorite RE games, just full stop. Even though I could sit there and bitch about how much it's missing all day, and I honestly could because I love RE2 Original a lot too. Like, that's also a top 5 Resi game ever for me. It's just so good as it is that I, like, even though I could sit there and bitch about it for so long, the game is great. Even though it's missing stuff like that. And we know why it's missing stuff like that. The door opening in this game is the same sound effect as collecting a mini kit in a Lego game. There's no way. Wait. I think you're right. Like, obviously pitch shifted either down for this game or up for the mini kit. Nah, I think he's right. Granted, it's been a long time, but nah, it's not the same. It's very similar, though. It's so similar. But no, it's not the same. I had to hear it. Yeah. Damn it. It's got it doesn't have the twinkly sound. Check the Lego Batman one. Oh, hold on now. Sorry. That's the Lego Star Wars one. I can't find it. It doesn't have like a sound effect upload like that. Only the Lego Star Wars one does. Yeah, I can't just find the sound effect for it. Which way am I supposed to go here to get to the boss room? I'm so lost. Is this? Yes. I was going to say back to the other half of the map. So we need to turn this way. And if I stick perfectly to the left, I historically have found the boss door pretty quickly just doing that. So we'll see. That music drives me insane. Me too. I've been hearing it for too long. I have no idea how you're navigating this game. I'm really not. I'm just treating it like a corn maze. Like, just pick a side and stick to it. And if that's not working and you end up going in circles, make some random change and then stick to a side again and just pray. That's basically all I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing, actually. Other than that, I have no clue how to navigate this map. It's awful. Everything looks the same. Like, I have no frame of reference for where I am at any given time. It's fucked up. What's one of the best video game soundtracks you've heard recently? Recently? You know what, chat? I'm gonna throw a curveball. Because everyone talked so much shit about it, and I swear they just haven't listened to it. Doom the Dark Ages. I said what I said. If you go and actually listen through it, shit fucks. Hard. Like the guy from 50 Shades of Grey. That's the only one I can really think of recently. It just doesn't compare to Mick because it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be a totally different thing. I haven't heard Expedition's soundtrack. I really liked Ishin's soundtrack a lot. Like, a lot. Totally different and worse thing. I don't feel like it's worse. But I also feel like mix music was overrated outside of, like, the 2 tracks per game that people actually seem to really like. I listened to a lot of those soundtracks, so I'm not shitting on them. But I also, as someone who listened to a lot of them, would have like 6-ish songs per game that I actually like to listen to. And the rest were just ambient synth noise. So I feel like even those soundtracks were very overrated. Doom for the PS1 has a great soundtrack. For what it is. Maybe. Boss door. Oh my god, I'm free. It works. Once I know that I'm at the entrance to this half of the map, I just stick left and I get there. It just works. Are they dying in one shot? They are. He's not, the big one. He dies in 2. Okay. I got 2 dungeon mode levels done today. A whole 2 of them. Both E ranks, but they're done. Trying to think of what's it? Oh. Trying to think of other game soundtracks that I heard recently that I loved. Oops. Yes. Please save. Yes. There we go. Thank God. Okay. 80 plus hit combo, brother. Fuck me. That's for another day. I'm gonna do an arcade mode run.
Resident Evil.
I think I got time. I think. First, though, I need a piss break. I gotta go. So, I'll be back in a minute. Feel free to get up, get a drink, snack, bathroom break, whatever you gotta do while I'm up. Do it. Talk about game soundtracks, whatever. And I'll be back in a minute to continue everyone's favorite Resident Evil game. Resident Evil Survivor 2, Code Veronica. I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm back. I told you it would be so fast. I'm back. All right, chat.
Okay.
Like stream for more Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica. And let's hit some S ranks in the arcade mode. I'm so ready. I was born for this. This game is a prison. I don't know what you mean. We don't call it the torture grind for nothing. But hey, I made progress today. So even though it took a long time to get those dungeon mode levels done, like I'm actually feeling good about the progress today. I feel like I'm in a good mood. Weirdly, I'm normally not in a good mood after Survivor 2 for 3 hours straight, but today, we're near the end of 3 hours straight, and like, I don't know. I'm feeling good about it. Positive even. Wait, the game looks fun now? This is the mode that was actually the arcade machine. The dungeon mode was added for the PS2 port. Like, that's added side content that they put in to make it worth actually buying. Because the arcade mode can be run through in like 20 minutes. But this was what the original release of Survivor 2 was just this mode. On the arcade cabinet, pre-PS2. That takeout later is gonna hit hard. Oh yeah. So like basically this is the main game of Survivor 2. And it is actually really hard to get through the arcade mode in this game, genuinely. But with the unlockables, like the AI partner being stronger that we've gotten, and just a lot of practice at it, I've gotten very consistent with being able to not just complete it every time, but S-rank it almost every time. Which I'm not sure if I should be proud of or not, but that's what we've gotten to. Consistent high-level Survivor 2 gameplay. And this is still what it looks like at that high level. Oh, glad it didn't turn towards me. What takeout you getting? I don't know. Probably bar food. Probably. Spider backshots, don't say that. You don't even know what we've been through during this playthrough. You don't want to know. Do not, please, do not talk about the spider backshots. You have no idea what we've been through. The trauma we've endured. Chat, remember, there is no spider vor fetish content in Resident Evil Survivor 2. There isn't. It's not real, and it can't hurt me. Instead of playing Kiwami 2, I'm replaying Cyberpunk again. A replay of Cyberpunk actually sounds like a good time, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't replayed it since Phantom Liberty, and when I played it then, like with the 2.0 update plus the expansion, it was so fun. I overheard about what you said about UE5. I watched NG2 and NG2B. What are those? I don't know them. I noticed in NG2B, enemies take about 3 frames to react on a hit. In NG2OG, oh, Ninja Gaiden, that happens instantly. Any idea why that is? It's nothing with Unreal. They could have fucked up the scripting in some way, but it has nothing to do with the engine. There's no, like, specific Unreal Engine reason that that would happen. Remember when you gave this game a mostly positive review? Bro, I gave it like a 4.1 or something. It's one of the lowest scores I've given on the channel. One of, not the lowest, but it's down there. It's very far down there. Like probably bottom 3, I think. more positive than a 4.0. That's true. And I didn't play it for like 30 fucking hours when I gave it that score. I remember you saying it was better than Survivor 1. I still think it's better than Survivor 1. Gave Armored Core 1 a 5.7. Yeah, I would raise Armored Core 1 now. But also, I feel like a lot of that is just attachment to the game now. Like, being totally real about it, I feel like a lot of it is attachment to the game. Because I was gonna say, I'd probably bump it up to like a 6.7 now for AC1. Please don't do a tier list. What? No tier list? Come on. No tier list? What is the worst rating you've ever given? Oh, what is it? Survivor 1 is down there, actually. I know it's really close. Chow, what's the lowest score I've ever given? Someone here has to know. So I gave Survivor 1 like a 3.8 or something. It wasn't much lower than Survivor 2. Ooh, it might be Mobile Mission, actually. What did I give Mobile Mission? What did I give Mobile Mission? It's got to be somewhere around that. Ninebreaker, I gave a 3 or a 4 point something. I don't remember. Ninebreaker. I can think of like a game per series that I was super harsh on. The only one that I can't think of one. Oh, I gave it a 4.2. Fair. I would rather play Armored Core Mobile Mission than this. I would rather go blast Mobile Mission through again than do another 30 hours of Survivor 2. Only slightly. I don't think it's a lot better. That's actually kind of funny how accurately they lined up over that long stretch of time. Because the scales kind of shift around to a small extent over time without me really noticing. So that's funny that with so much time in between those two videos. Yeah, I would say they're about the same, actually, on my scale. Sorry. Ninebreaker is probably down there for good reason. Fuck that game. Survivor 1 is probably down there for good reason. I don't know how you gave it a 4.2. Why? You think higher? Lower? Lower. I think what Yuriko is saying is probably true, that because I play more awful games, I tend to look at them and be like, well, I played this other thing that was even worse, so it's not that bad. Like, I've played worse. My scale on the low end might be a little overly generous because I've played so many shit games. For the channel especially. Because, yeah, go figure, when you dedicate to, like, playing every single game in a franchise, including spin-offs, and you do that multiple times for multiple franchises, yeah, you play some real stinkers over time. You get your fair share of stinkers in that formula. Especially Resi. Holy shit, there were some cheap, crappy spin-offs for Resi. Drakengard 1 sounded real good. I feel like it wouldn't be. I feel like at most I would end up giving it like a 5 something from what I've seen of a full playthrough of False playing through it. Depends on if it's slightly better or slightly worse when you play it yourself. But I've seen Drakengard 1 like in its entirety, and that's probably somewhere in the ballpark of a 5 for me. I don't believe that this game is worse than Ace Combat Advance. I would rather play AC Advance, actually, now that you bring that up. I don't know what the fuck I gave AC Advance, but I would rather play that than Survivor 2.
Biohazard contamination detected. Level S.
Have you reviewed the DMC reboot? No, I have not done DMC. I don't mind the reboot, though. I like the reboot. The characterization in the story is awful, but the gameplay in the reboot is good, so I enjoy it. You gave Advance a 5? Yeah, that's about right. Because 5 is like just pure neutral, right? Like, it's not bad, it's not good, it's just kind of like, yeah, this is a thing that I've played. Like, a flat 5 is just pure neutral. Below a 5 is like, this is bad. Above a 5 is like, this is good to some degree.
Biohazard contamination detected. Level S. Instruction A executed. All personnel evacuate immediately.
pH 7 distilled water, exactly. Was it Team Ninja? It was Ninja Theory, not Team Ninja. Commonly confused, though. Commonly mixed up studios. Black Substance. Yeah, I played the reboot before 5. So I did have that going for me. And I also played it after 4. And while 4's like core gameplay is better, it didn't feel that terrible off of the back of 4 because of the back half of DMC 4's campaign. Four is like the definition of amazing mechanics, terrible levels. Like, even Nero's levels, if we're being honest, aren't that great. Yeah, Team Ninja is Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. Both of those are their games. And then Ninja Theory is like DMC reboot. Trying to think. Hellblade. What did they do before DMC reboot? They did something big before DMC reboot. Heavenly Sword. Heavenly Sword. That would be it. Hellblade was after DMC reboot. Their only great game? I don't know. I haven't played Hellblade 2. I heard it was mid. I like the first Hellblade a lot, though. Not like a super replayable game, but it's also not trying to be. It's a game that you play once. Yeah, Heavenly Sword was really their only big game before DMC. I had to go look. I looked them up. I'm fine with games of that type. So am I. I have no issue with it. It's also like some people just hate like a short game, but then I'm like, I don't know, man. If I play a game that's like 8 hours, but it's an amazing 8 hours, I'm happy. Like, I don't even need it to be replayable. I'm just happy with that. That's all I need. Just give me like a really damn good game that doesn't outstay its welcome. I leave very pleased. Space Marine 2 is a great example, exactly. Like, not an amazing game, but a good game that only lasted me like 10 hours because I didn't get too into like the multiplayer and stuff. And I left super happy, even though I spent like 40 or 50 or whatever on it at launch. Bro, I didn't even care that much. Like, it was a great like 10-hour run. Plus, I played it in co-op with 2 other friends who are also 40K fans, and that just made it so fun. Multiplayer was a lot of fun. Yeah, we tried it, but we weren't really into it that much. Like, I see the appeal, just wasn't really any of our thing. Super fun. We did play it. We tried it. Bro, multiplayer, what I'm about to be playing, Gears of War Reloaded. Gears of War Reloaded. All I need. I'm gonna be playing that shit for a minute. That's gonna be like my free time game, period, for a minute. I'm telling you.
I'd stick my finger in that.
Yeah, it was Capcom that pushed for a lot of the redirection stuff. Gears 1 is the best one? No. I have so much nostalgia for Gears 1, but no. No. Looks like it has different colors. It has very different colors. Yes. Because it has color. Which, I love that overly grungy look of Gears 1 and 2. 2 had it to a lesser extent, but it was still there. But, yeah, Reloaded actually has color. Devil May Cry is Capcom, yeah. I would be on Dawn of War Definitive Edition if False didn't remind me that, like, we already have so much stuff we're playing together as is. And, like, Gears of War Reloaded is about to come out, and I'm gonna play the fuck out of that. And then after Gears Reloaded, like, Battlefield 6 is in October. Black Ops 7 is in November. Like, I've got stuff to play for the next few months, at least. So even though it's like this cool new shiny thing that of course I'm going to love, it's like, maybe I just don't need it right now. Maybe I can wait. And she was absolutely right. I can definitely wait. I almost impulse purchased it, but she was just like, no, think. She saw the fixation coming. She was like, please, stop and think before you buy. And she was right. Because, like, yeah, I'm probably gonna play Gears 1 multiplayer as my free time game for like a month minimum. And then there might be a little gap in there, but not a very long gap until Battlefield 6. Like maybe a 2 or 3 week gap between them. If it does last me about a month, it would be like 2.5, 3 weeks. And then, you know, by the time Battlefield 6 has run its course for me, Black Ops 7 will probably be right about coming out. Like, I've got my free time gaming kind of filled. You gonna stream your first playthrough of Delta? No. I have to review it right on release, so no. I can't stream it with that kind of schedule. I'll be streaming it when it comes out, but it won't be my first playthrough, no. Do you have a review copy? No, I reached out, but I didn't get a response. And I asked around with some other Metal Gear creators, and one of them has like a contact at Konami, and they asked them about review copies and like what's going on with that. And basically with review copies, like even if you are a big Metal Gear creator, like that's your thing, no one's really getting review copies who isn't like a massive YouTuber right now. You have to have a very large channel to even be considered for it. So no, I don't have a review copy, but like I will be up at midnight probably on the release day, blasting through it as quickly as I can for reviewing it. Journalists in like a mill sub channels only. I don't think it's like a mill, but probably more like at least a couple 100,000. Like minimum a couple 100,000 from what we're understanding right now.
Activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
It is that time, but like
Has been activated.
I might as well just close
All
this out.
personnel evacuate immediately.
I also think it's a mistake to not be giving review copies, not even just to me. Like obviously there's part of me that's like, I feel like I've done a lot of Metal Gear content and I'm going to be there day one regardless, so like it would have been nice of them, especially since I reached out to them, but I'm not owed anything by Konami, is just frankly the case. But I do think, especially for people like Perfect Stealth or Python Selkin or George, like those guys not getting review copies, like people who have literally built these large followings on YouTube purely off of Metal Gear and have been like some of the biggest stewards of Metal Gear in this like 8-year lull of content. I think not giving it to guys like that for review early and like allowing them to have a review up literally the day it comes out in early access is a big mistake. I think that's a massive mistake. Because like I did a lot of I still do a lot of Metal Gear. But I'm not literally like a dedicated Metal Gear creator like those guys, right? Those guys are doing way more for Metal Gear than I am. So I would expect that at least those guys get something. Also dying when he's one shot. Fuck me. Perfect Stealth has been making MGS videos since Ground Zeroes. Yeah, like George is pretty new, to be fair, but like Perfect Stealth has been doing it for a decade. Python Selkin's been doing it since like MGS 4, I think. So he's been doing it for, or I say he. It's a whole network at this point. Python Selkin is more of a they than a he. He has a big network running the whole thing now. But, you know, Python's been doing it for like 15 plus years. I think not giving it to people like that is a massive mistake. Way more, like, me is fine. I do variety. I may have done a lot of Metal Gear and still do it, but like, it's not my main thing necessarily, and Konami doesn't owe me just because I did a ton of Metal Gear, but not giving it to guys like them, I think, is a huge mistake. Anyway. I thought you meant he was non-binary. No, just there are a lot of people who work on that channel. Anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a like, follow, sub, whatever. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing all sorts of other stuff. Like, what am I doing tomorrow? Hold on. Like Metal Gear Solid 3 even. Ace Combat, Yakuza. I've got a bonus thing I'm starting up soon. All sorts of stuff. Come back for any of it. Also, if you enjoyed, leave a like because algorithm. Thank you. Smiley face. If you're looking for links to anything outside of YouTube or Twitch to engage with the community, check out links in the description below on YouTube or on Twitch. They're on the channel page. They're in chat commands. Things like Twitter, Discord server, whatever you're looking for, they're there. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you always back here next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.